Your reaction to President Putin, read my lips, watch my lips, no on the answer to whether there would be any evidence found for Russia hacking the U.S. election.
Well, I thought it was a pretty bad historic analogy. I mean, number one, he garbled it. It was, as you pointed out, it was not Reagan, it was George H.W. Bush. But remember, after he said that, then he did raise taxes. I think it's clear as day that the Russians did intervene in our elections. Our entire intelligence community has documented that fact. They stole data from the DNC and Mr. Podesta and then published it through WikiLeaks in a way to influence our election. Moreover, there's other evidence that you can just read. We don't have to have cybersecurity specialists to help us. So when Sputnik, the Russian government news agency, tweets #CrookedHillary, that's a pretty clear statement about what the Russians are thinking during our elections.
So going after the election, there was so much optimism, at least in the markets. The ruble was rallying, the Russian stock market was on fire, that there would be a thawing in relations between the U.S., that President Trump would be more open. Clearly, you heard Jeff, President Putin is reaching out to have this meeting. Has that changed because of all of these investigations and all of this noise, the fact that it continues to be front and center?
Yes. Well, I would say two big things have changed. Number one, because of the investigations, because we are so focused internally, President Trump has not defined a foreign policy, generally, I would say, and most certainly not towards Russia. And if you compare where the Trump administration is today to where the Obama administration was in the spring of 2009, they're way behind. I worked at the White House at the time. I was the Russia guy. We'd already come up with our policy. We'd already had a meeting between the Secretary of State and the Foreign Minister. And on April 1st, 2009 in London, President Obama and President Medvedev had their first meeting. That's just a few days away. So they're behind because of this internal concern. But the second thing I think a lot of people don't understand, or because we're not focused on it, as President Trump has put together his foreign policy team, a lot of senior officials are not as eager to have a reset in relations with Russia as the president is. So Secretary Mattis, I think, is in a different place. His new national security advisor, H.R. McMaster, I think, is in a different place. And so once they start to formulate the policy, I'm not even sure that they will be as aggressively seeking a détente with Vladimir Putin as candidate Trump promised last year.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.